now the chairman of the House Democratic Caucus, Congressman Hakeem Jeffries of New York. Congressman, I have a lot of questions to ask you, but let me just start with something that Willie and I have been talking about this morning. Willie talked about speaking to a Democratic House member who was concerned for the safety of Nancy Pelosi, not only from people outside the chamber, but also inside the chamber. And if you look at the conspiracy theories that some of the new members believe, support, encourage, promote, then certainly would it not be reckless for the Capitol Hill Police not to start screening members to make sure that they're not carrying guns or other weapons into the chamber or in other places when they are around Nancy Pelosi or when Joe Biden delivers any address to Congress?
Good morning, Joe. Thank you for having me on. We certainly have to take a close look at every single one of the enablers and those who have provided aid and comfort to the sedition, whether they are members of Congress or not. Now, this was a violent attack on the Capitol, the Congress, the country, and the Constitution that was inspired and encouraged by Donald Trump. And the flames of sedition have been fanned by members of the House and a few members who are incredibly reckless in the Senate. That group that penetrated the Capitol wanted to assassinate Nancy Pelosi, hang Mike Pence, and hunt down members of Congress. The building was overrun. Monuments were desecrated. Capitol police officers were beaten. Urine and feces were left behind. They were there with the worst of intentions. And if you have members of Congress who are supporting the underlying premise of the big lie that the election was stolen from Donald Trump, of course there's reason to be concerned that they could be a danger to other members and certainly the leadership of our House.
So, Congressman, here we are 6 days out from this rampage, the first time Congress has been rampaged since the British did it in the War of 1812. I wanted to ask you, what the hell happened with the Capitol Hill Police? I was around them for 7 years. I've gone back to the Capitol over the past quarter century. I've always had the greatest respect for the Capitol Hill Police. Love the guys and the women. I mean, they always treated us with respect, but at the same time, as you know, seemed to do their job. So what happened on that day? You have the National Guard, the Pentagon trying to blame the Capitol Hill Police for not wanting reinforcements. You have the retiring police chief blaming the Senate for not providing more support. What can you tell us 6 days later about why the Capitol Hill Police were so woefully inadequate when history called upon them to be at their best?
There's an extensive review that is underway to ascertain what happened, why it happened, and how do we prevent it from ever happening. Give me the
big picture. From what you know 6 days later, just what's your gut? What the hell happened?
Well, I think the Capitol Police Force was under-resourced and underprepared. And there was a massive leadership failure to anticipate that the mob was going to turn on the Capitol. And we're going to have to examine why. Now, the Capitol Hill Police Chief is gone. That's the right thing. The Sergeant at Arms in the House gone. The Sergeant at Arms in the Senate gone. Investigation is underway, as I had indicated, to determine whether there were officers within the ranks of the Capitol Hill Police Force that were sympathetic or derelict in their duty. That investigation will be comprehensive, and if people are found to have been complicit, they will be held responsible.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.